Hi, it's Zeke with the Eastside Church of Christ in Baytown, Texas. You've heard this before, haven't you? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that everybody's not out to get you. Lately, it seems there's been a whole lot of conspiracies about, well, just about everything you can imagine. Everybody's got an idea about something that somebody is up to. And if you've got an internet connection, and of course, who doesn't, you can find fuel for your favorite conspiracy theory. And not only that, you can even form your own conspiracy theory and publish it on the internet for everybody else to find. See, here's the thing. Conspiracy theories have been with us since the beginning of man. And that's because men have always been suspicious of other men. Who can forget the conspiracy theory against Julius Caesar? In that famous final scene where he is stabbed to death and he looks up at the group of conspirators against him. He sees his own best friend and he asks him, "You too?" See, as long as people either want power or want to keep power, well, there's going to be conspiracy theories about threats to that perceived power. Conspiracies abounded even during Israel's monarchial times, during the times of their kings. You read through the accounts of 1st and 2nd Kings and through the Chronicles, and you find that there were conspiracies against the king who was in power. The conspirators killed that king, only to find themselves killed later on by others who conspired against them. Psalm 83 talks about plots that were hatched against the entire nation of Israel by neighboring nations. And of course, the Holocaust brings all that home in a very realistic way. And even Jesus wasn't free from conspiracy theories in his time. We're told in Matthew chapter 12 that the Pharisees went out and conspired against him as to how they might destroy him. Well, it wasn't just the Pharisees who plotted against Jesus. The Sadducees, the Herodians, the Romans, they had all their reasons why they wanted Jesus gone, and the best thing that they could do was to conspire together to figure out how to do just that. But see, long before that, God predicted their rebellion against Jesus. In Psalm 2, in the first few verses of that psalm, the question is asked, why are the nations in an uproar and the peoples devising a vain thing? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, "Let us tear their fetters apart and cast away their cords from us." Now, Jesus came to establish himself as the Messiah, as God's anointed. And those leaders in Jesus' time certainly didn't want to be shackled by the power and authority that Jesus had, and so they conspired together to do away with him. And they got their way, of course. But really, their plotted plans, the things that they hatched, really contributed to God's greater plan for all of us. Talk about the ultimate conspiracy theory, except really it wasn't. Consider that conspiracy theories are about threats, or at least perceived threats, to safety and how to stamp them out. God's plan was to deliver us from insecurity. Conspiracy theories are all about being divisive, about rallying people to your argument, to your point of view, instead of the other one. Well, God's plan is to unite us all together under one banner, the banner of love. Conspiracy theories are about exterminating the enemy in any way, in any means possible. God's plan is about delivering us from the greatest enemy, the enemy that wants to exterminate all of us. So, stop worrying about who's doing what to whom. Rest instead in the firm security of the one whose master plan rises above all those that are plotted by puny people. In other words, God's got this. He says himself in Psalm 2, "As for me, I have installed my king upon Zion, my holy mountain. How blessed are all who take refuge in him." So, look up to Jesus, not around to conspiracy theories. Look up to the one who keeps you safely, not around to those who want to divide you and separate you. Look up to the one who ultimately has your back. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you have a good day. God bless you.